Yes, the cruelty of this relentless disease. I don't know where to start to explain. Almost everyone who witnessed the disease was sinking into grief. Such a terrible. People don't have the language to explain this thing. Those who have not experienced the horror, I can say that you are blessed. Those who got the disease died immediately. Swelling in the armpits and groin. While speaking, suddenly surrender your soul. There were those who fathered their children. They left their wives. Brothers turned their backs on each other. Disease by breathing or gaze. Everyone believes they are infected, started to run away from each other. They did not survive, and neither money nor friendship. Someone to carry the coffins for. Found in Siena, Italy. Agnolo Di, living historian. These are Turen's words from the 1300s. In the middle of a terrible. Speaks of the plague, of the Black Death. Caught 5 that. Only in Europe that kills what you see. Between 40 and 50% of the population. Deadliest in history, from the deadly epidemic. Oh, Black Plague mid-1300s, especially in Asia and Europe. Why amazing. Caused a chaos and deaths. Cultural and political order after an epidemic that took root the 1347 in the city of Messina, Italy. 12 trades docked at its port. People welcoming his ship. They were shocked inside the ships. Most of the sailors died. The rest are swellings on their bodies and a serious illness with wounds. The rulers of the city were passing these ships with their contents. They took it away from the port, but now it's too much. Past the disease in the blood of fleas. Come out, and these fleas, black rats, spread through transport and patients who cough severely. The bloody droplets is scattering more quickly. This disease is thought to increase in people's groin and big and bad coming out of armpits. Festering from the smelly wounds. Thing it can be fractured within 3 days. Kill a family in hours. Knew the spread of the disease to other. A factor was the Mongols. The 1346, the Turkish-Mongolian Khanate of the Golden Horde, state on the northern shores of the Black Sea, attacked the bay, the port city, besieged the city and went on a long campaign. They had prepared that the Black Death, shot from behind. What is it? Don't die and besiege soldiers without understanding. Then it started to fall apart. What happened was biological warfare. It is the first known example of being withdrawn from the city. The golden place is about to turn right. The sickly dead bodies of his soldiers. From the walls of the shroud with catapults. Residents of the city threw in quickly. Even though death tries to get rid of those who. It was too late. This way the plague suddenly, 1-to-1 hit Europe from Asia to Europe, which took about 15 years to arrive, and your fathers, 5 more years to break Europe, will last. By air or flea and rat that day. Spread by the bite of animals such as this disease. You know, at that time, many people did not understand how it came and how it spread. They didn't know so quite a lot. For example, there was a superstitious reason in Paris. The professors of the period gave this disease to Saturn, Mars and Jupiter in Aquarius. Suggest that the merger these planets have lasted, cause a hot, dry and toxic air, and no one who breathes this air. People didn't have a chance. Shower because they think they're responsible. They stopped taking it because shower pores exposed the body to this toxic air. Was leaving their rooms of the poisonous air, thick wall preventing. By covering themselves with carpets, they closed here. Your disease is bad. Bouquets of flowers to protect from odor, and they began to carry scent sacks. But none of this could protect them. Of course it's a brook, and those who believe that he is now in wrath. The people were in the majority for their sins, being punished according to them. Sacrifices to dedicate and responsible. They started looking for their targets too. Jews had mystical Kabbalah and black, associated with the teaching of magic, because his blood is settled on 2.5 years living in Europe. Million Jews, witchcraft and evil, as the principal responsible, was seen in an organized way. Jews are killed or displaced, being forced to the eye. Finally, a king of Poland who fell in love with a Jewish woman. Casimir welcomes all Jews into his country, and Jews until the Holocaust. Here they will live the disease. What are the symptoms and how it progresses? As for the first, a heavy cold manifests itself as a common cold, infected in just a few hours. Around the lymph, like then, round cold traces of the carnate. Red rashes started to appear. RPI2 day. It and lymph know how big the apple can reach. Skewers come out. These skewers are quite black tracks and soon smelly. An inflammation begins to flow, then 2 to 3, with septic shock during the day. Pneumonia occurs soon after. 2 to 2 with respiratory failure. The patient dies within 4 days. Those with a chronic illness or these symptoms in those with weak constitutions developed so fast that sometimes people who sleep soundly at night, by the morning unfortunately he knew so again there was no effective treatment at the time. Crops are used to draw the blood of patients or relieve inflammation by popping swellings. Used methods such as, but of course, it didn't do any good also everyone. Even just by looking in panic. Physicians frequently refuses to see patients. Priests achieve confession to people, tells them to do, or the others were closing rural. Migration to the regions has started, but this disease cows, sheep and chickens. Even in a place to escape because it is infected, there weren't even that many sheep had died. That the wool crisis in Europe for a long time. How did the Black Death affect? A complete idea of losing. There is no unity, but there is no organized quarantine application for the first time though. Started at the time, and it is believed to be effective meanwhile. In Italy, the first Trentin, namely 30, hospitalized with a daily restriction. Shutting down people after 40, from the word quarantac which means, this time 40 with the quarantine derived. Quarantine actually 40, used for daily restraint, method but from the meaning of the word, independently by period and disease. This time may change of course. Black Death, not completely lost its effect is great. Although it has lost a great deal, we still walk. According to the World Health Organization, still 1,000 to 3,000 per year. This disease from the 2300s. In short, this is world history. Type dark plagues, with epidemics in every sense of the world. Its axis has changed. See you in the next video, bye.